Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Burmero Cards for Honeybee Stamps, and today I am going to be making a card using some of the products from the latest release. It's autumn time, it's pumpkin spice lattes, it's pumpkins, it's gourds. Actually, I'm just really excited because I really want some pumpkin pie coming up pretty soon, so I'm really ready for that. But we're going to be making a card today using some dies from the latest release. And we'll go down to the table and take a look at those products. But before we do that, I want to have you guys, or I want to remind you guys to make sure you thumbs up this video, you subscribe to the channel, you leave some comments down below, and you also click that bell so that you know a new video is out from Honeybee Stamps. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go down and look at the products we're going to be using today. All right, so we are going to be using the Honeybee Stamps Lovely Layers Fall Bounty. This has a bunch of gourds and pumpkins and stuff on it. And, one thing I wanted to tell you guys real quick. We're also going to be using this stamp set Heartfelt Hello as well, along with the matching dies. But what I have to tell you guys is I am so in love with these envelopes. I love them to pieces. They're uniform. I love keeping all my Honeybee Stamps items in these. They're just really great. If you haven't had a chance, check them out. I'll show you this one really quick. But they come with or without a magnet sheet, so depending on what your needs are. But like, for instance, this is one with a magnet sheet on it. It has the envelope here and then the little tab that closes it, makes it shut. And then what I decided to do was I just kept this onto the magnet sheet, but I did keep the backing and cut it down a little bit, and then kept it just so that I can keep the name until I get the label placed on the envelope. So yeah, I love this. I think it's a genius idea, especially for all your Honeybee Stamps items. Of course, they could work for other companies as well, but definitely great for Honeybee Stamps. We're also going to be using these mica stains. I did check the store and they seem to all be in stock. And also we're going to be using this Oxide spray antique linen. You guys, my friend Melinda, who is also on the design team for Honeybee Stamps, has gotten me into the sprays, y'all. Like, that's all I want to do now is just spray stuff. But we're going to be using these guys. And then we're going to be using some black cardstock and some white cardstock to do everything. So let me go ahead and get the desk cleared off and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get these items cut out onto white cardstock. So I'm just going to remove these from the envelope, which I'm in love with, and we're going to place these down onto the paper. And we'll go ahead and get our die cutting machine, magnetic plate out so everything can get stuck here. And we're just going to go ahead and start placing items onto this cardstock. I'm doing this all in whites because we're going to be spraying the individual items with some sprays. So that's why I'm just doing them all in white. And then, alrighty, we have all those placed on there. So I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine. You guys, I got this die cutting machine. It is the Anna Griffin Mini machine. It is available at Honeybee Stamps, and I'm still really in love with this machine. And you know what? I do recall that there is some details in these guys. So I'm just going to add a shim on here because I want to make sure that those details come through on the white paper. Sometimes it doesn't always do that when it's on white. So we'll just run this through the machine really quick. Alrighty. Let's take... Oh yeah, perfect. I don't know if you'll be able to tell here because of the lighting, but there are the details on the dies. So let me go ahead and get all of these taken out and we'll set up for the next part of making this card. Okay, so now that we have all these cut out, I decided to actually cut out 2 of each one because I didn't know how many I was going to use or what colors I kind of want to use with this. And so my idea here is to this top portion here be sprayed with some greens, this area be sprayed with some orange and yellows, and then if there's a little bit of mix, it's fine, because you know some of the gourds, they have like this green and orange and yellow kind of look to them, so they kind of look, I don't know, like camouflage, I guess I don't know, variegated, I think that's what it's called. But that's what we're going to do. So I've already shaken up all these. You have to shake them up really good, you guys, because the mica is at the bottom. So I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to spray, and that's about it. I know you can't really see a lot of it right now on the camera because it's so bright, but we're going to, there we go. It's getting all over my desk. It's fine. This is a glass mat, so you guys can check the link out in the description for that. But then I'm just going to go in with, probably want to move these guys, because I don't know if I really want too much yellow on them right now. We can test them out here in a little bit. But then I want to take, we're going to be use flickering candle. We're just going to do like just a little spray. Then we'll use some jack-o'-lantern. We'll do one spray. We'll do some mulled cider. And then we'll do some harvest moon. And then let's do a little bit of harvest moon on the leaves. And I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to pause this and I'll come back once this is dry and we'll work on the next thing. And you know what, you guys? I lied. I cannot let this go to waste. So we're going to spray this down with some water and we're going to put some white cardstock on there just so that we can use that as a background to do any kind of like die cutting we may need to do from anything. So let me get my water bottle. I'm going to spray this down with a little bit of water, and then we're just going to take our piece of paper and kind of smash it down and just pick up the colors. Because look, I mean, there's stuff here you can use. I don't want to waste that. Definitely could use this on something. Spray it down with some more water. Definitely could use this. So I'm going to start picking up more stuff here, and then I'll be back with a clean desk. Okay, now what we're going to do is go ahead and get our background done. So I'm going to be using this linen pattern here, and we will place the white cardstock through here, and we're going to run it through our die cutting machine, and I'll be right back to show you that. Okay, so we're back, and this is what the paper looks like. But we are going to spray this with some antique linen. So we're just going to hold this up here. And I think that's good. I think I like that. Didn't want to cover the whole thing, but there we go. So I'm going to set this aside to dry and we'll start the next step here in a moment. Okay, so now that we have the gourds done, everything's all nice and sprayed and dry, we're going to go ahead and do the sentiment. I'm deciding to use the sentiment, "Oh my gourd, it's your birthday." I think that's hilarious, just saying it. It reminds me of that old meme, like really old. I think the girl was like 3, or no, she was around 12 or something. And it was like Irma Gersh. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it kind of reminds me of that meme from back in the day. But so yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this stamped out. We'll pick up the stamp. All right. We'll rub that down because it is a brand new stamp. It has not been used. And we'll use some Honeybee Creative embossing ink here. Just a sticky ink for the powder to stick to. And we'll go ahead and get this stamped out. I like to do this twice and lightly so that I make sure that it gets nice and inked up and that the sentiment doesn't get smushed. So we'll do it one more time. Just touch it down lightly. We'll take a look, and that looks pretty good. Maybe do that one. There we go. Alrighty. So then we'll put this on the official, unofficial embossing powder holder. And I'm using some Brutus Monroe Alabaster white embossing powder here. I should have used an anti-static tool, which you guys can see. I did not do that. So this is pretty bad, I think. Well, it's not too bad. Just tap it off. All right, that's actually pretty good. And then we'll just use a little fine brush here to take out some of the little pieces. It's not horrible. I'm not going to redo this because it's actually not that bad. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and heat set this off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have this heat embossed. It's done already. We're going to go ahead and get this cut out in the die cutting machine. So we'll bring out the matching die here, and we'll get this lined up onto the magnetic sheet here. This looks great. All right, let's run this through the die cutting machine. Okay, we have the sentiment cut out, so we'll go on to the next step. Okay, you guys, as I was creating this card, I was trying to work with a few things. I thought I was going to use this linen piece of paper that I made with the linen spray. I didn't really care for that, so then I was like, well, let me try it on a black cardstock. So I did it on black, and I sprayed it with the linen spray. I didn't really care for this. And so I thought I would just let you guys see this because this kind of thing happens. But there was an accidental mistake, which was also known as a happy mistake. And let me show this to you. So you can't really see it here, but as I get closer, you'll see that as I was spraying the gourds, I actually got some of this spray onto the white card base here. So I'm just going to use that as my my little palette, as you would say, to get my card together. And I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see that. You can probably see it a little bit better here. But I didn't like this because the gourds and stuff, they were just blending way too much into the card. Like, I didn't like that. So what I decided to do was off camera, I did place my gourds onto a piece of press and seal. So I have them here, and I'm thinking I'm going to put them here. And I like this better. They just seem not so blended into the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to put glue on the back of all these individual pieces here. And there are some in the front, but I'm going to pop those up with some foam tape. So we don't have to glue those. Glue these here. All right, and then we'll flip this upside down. And I think about right here will be good. So I'll press all that down. We'll peel this off. That's okay. That pumpkin's going to go up on some foam tape. That one is too. So the pumpkins that I wanted here, or the gourds, are good. I did not cut out the stems, so I decided to put a leaf here. It's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll take off these pieces, and I think I'm just going to kind of put them there. So we're just going to get some foam dots here. one on the back. And, you know, things change as you're making the cards. We're not, you know, we're designers. We kind of mess up on things sometimes. You know, we just do our best. And then I'm thinking what I want to do is put this here. I think I like that. So let's go ahead and put these guys down. And then we'll have this here. Maybe put it up like that. And then what we can do is put some foam dots along the middle here. Make sure that doesn't stick out. Yeah, that's good. To support this, because we'll need some support here, and we'll put one back here, and then we'll put one here. Yeah, that's gonna work. And then we'll put some blue here, 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 and here. We'll take off the backings. Yeah, I think I like that. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. And you know what? I could probably, if I wanted to be brave, add some splatter onto this, but I'm not going to do it because I've completed the card already. But in the future, if I ever make this card again, I would probably put some either gold splatter or maybe some black splatter on here. I think it would look nice, but here we go. This is the finished card. There we go. So this was it was a simple card. There was some steps with the spraying and drying times and things like that, but it wasn't horrible. I did have to change my the way that I thought the card would look like because it wasn't really looking good as I was putting it together. Of course, I couldn't really show you that on camera because it takes a long time to make those decisions, but I did show you in the process how I did have to change my mind. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me show this to you up close this way too. So you can see like the little splatter that's on there. I would have loved to put maybe some gold or black splatter on this as well, but I think this is fine. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Make sure that you head over to Honeybee Stamps by clicking the links in the description to check out all the products that I used. And then also check them out over on Instagram and Facebook, all those great things. And then you can also check me out over on YouTube and Instagram by searching for Monroe Cards, and Facebook. I am over there also as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you're having a great day, a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.